Okay, Cancer, welcome to Mystery Farm. I have your mid-October Cancer reading. We're finally to the water signs. I love water signs. Okay, Two of Wands. Oops. Three of Pentacles. Six of Cups. Three of Pentacles has been coming out a lot in a lot of readings lately. And the Fool. Page of Cups. Death. The Hermit. Three of Pentacles. Wow. And I just said, that the Three of Pentacles has been coming out a lot lately, and it came out twice in your reading. And so I want to touch on that for a second, because the Three of Pentacles is a card about wanting to build something, whether or not that's a relationship, a career, a foundation of any kind. It's wanting to build, and it's being in a stage of like early days of that. Early days of building, where you're going to be talking to people, getting advice, kind of learning about things, whatever it is that you want to do. So that may be dating someone, like the early stages of just getting to know each other. Or it could be like starting a new career, starting a new business, starting a new job, but so that's kind of the overall flavor of that. The Two of Wands here is about making a choice, and it can be about working with someone in particular. And there's the Page of Cups clarifying it. And so you may have, I'm getting the sense that you may have reconnected with someone from your past. Maybe an ex, or gone back to work at a company you used to work at before, but that there was some sort of reconciliation or a small love offer. I mean, this does look, I'm going to be honest, Cancer, this does look like a romance reading for you, a relationship reading. So what this tells me is that there was potentially some reconnection with somebody that you already had some history with, and that you were wanting to kind of start from a new foundation with this person. But Death clarifying that, what I'm seeing is that that didn't work. It could also be, for some people, that you just really decided to, anything that happened in the past is water under the bridge between us. That as long as we don't take those issues forward, and that might be the message for more people, as opposed to you guys just, your reconnection didn't work and you ended it. I think for a lot of you, it is about just almost trying to, because the Six of Cups is a card about nostalgia, soulmates, and so what this could be is just saying, we're not going to focus and linger on the past anymore. The Hermit clarifying the Six of Cups means taking some time to go within and perhaps evaluate what has happened in the past with this person. Because in order to not bring it forward, you do have to spend time revisiting that, kind of doing the autopsy, right? And looking for being authentic with yourself when reflecting on those events, and thinking about your own actions and behaviors, and because that's the only person you can control, right, is you. Thinking about your own actions and behaviors, seeing if those were authentic in terms of, that you weren't trying to manipulate a situation. And when I say manipulate, you don't have to be actively intending to manipulate someone to do it, because that is part of our kind of like own, our dynamics in terms of trauma and relationships and behavioral patterns, is that often we can be unaware of the ways in which we manipulate people as well. For example, if you learned as a child, if you had a parent, and I speak as someone who had a narcissistic father, but if your only way to have a relationship with your father, for example, was to get his attention by, taking an interest in all of the things he's interested in, because maybe he, didn't come to you in terms of like whatever you're interested in, so you had to go and do that. And so, those sorts of, that's a piece of people pleasing dynamic, right? That I'll like whatever you like, and we can be BFFs. But it is a subtle form of manipulation as well, because that's not you being authentic about what you want or what you're interested in. And so think about aspects of that relationship past, ways in which you've been inauthentic with yourself, right? And try to look at things in the scope of that. Are there some self-sabotaging behaviors that you participated in that you weren't aware of at the time, but you can see now in reflection? And then, kind of make, to some degree, that analysis for the other person, just in terms of, triggering an awareness of yourself, of what behavior patterns have I seen from that other person? Are those things that I can address? Are those things that we've never discussed? That. And so if you want to start over with someone, if you want to really start over and say, the past is the past, water under the bridge, I think you do need to have like that introspection and that time to go within and sort of do that autopsy on the relationship, and then communicate that with the other person, not for the purposes of rehashing it, but for the purposes of identifying like, okay, so these are the ways in which I can honestly say that I think that I self-sabotaged our relationship to a certain degree. These are the things that I was doing that I was unaware that I was doing and that I can work on. And hearing the perspective of the other person as well, because they may want you to change something about yourself that you can't change, that is a core part of your personality. And you need to know that, right? So I think to reconnect and have a new start with this person, because that's where we end up in this reading, is the Fool. You guys want to take a leap and do this. And so Three of Pentacles, it clarifies, is like that new beginning. That's exactly what it's talking about, is that new foundation. And so, yes, I absolutely agree with the approach of leaving the past in the past, but first you have to do that autopsy. And both of you, and you can set it up like that as a conversation and say like, hey, listen, if we want to do this, I think we both need to take a couple days to think about the past and the relationship, bring up any issues that we do want or need to resolve from that period, talk about our perspectives. And then when we have that conversation, then we can decide if we mutually want to have like a new start here. And if so, then we have a better idea of the road path that we need to take to build that from a better foundation. This is a really interesting reading, Cancer. I love this for you. Even though, you know what I mean? I get that this is, not been an easy situation, but you have an opportunity here to really kind of handle that maturely, with grace, and potentially have a new start and connection, because I feel that there is a lot of love here. Okay, what am I doing? I want to get one of these. Water, spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. And so I think that's a key, that in this conversation, to ask each other for that awareness and compassion as you walk through these events, and remind yourselves, essentially go in with some ground rules of like, hey, we're not going to argue. We're not going to dredge up things that then we want to bicker about and just go back and forth on why you were wrong or why you were wrong. You do need to address issues, but getting the other person to agree on your exact version of events, because you probably did see them and experience them in different ways, that's not going to be conducive to starting a new relationship. What I'm saying is to focus on hashing out things that you need to build this Three of Pentacles moving forward. Things you really need to have resolved, so that you can release the past and have that fresh perspective looking forward. Express yourself creatively. Start something new. What creative pursuit do you feel drawn to? And so, I think that message is aligned with this Hermit energy. When you guys take your time to think about what you want to do in this situation, what it's encouraging you to do is express that creatively. You may want to paint. You may want to journal. You may want to, have some sort of creative expression of that introspective time that you're going through. And whatever version works for you, so that it really kind of can help you collect your thoughts on what you want to address. And I'm not kidding. Take notes. Take notes about like, oh, this is something that I really want to address. Because if you go into this conversation with each other where you kind of have some key points of what you need to discuss and resolve to have a new start here, that's going to help you stay out of the weeds. If you keep 3 main points, don't come in with a laundry list of 15 items about like you leave the toilet seat up and, it takes you too long to text back and this, that, and what, you know what I mean? Don't go in with a laundry list of grievances. Go in with some, just a couple key issues that you really need to have them have an understanding on for you. And like I said, that will help keep you focused and keep you out of the weeds. But really great reading, Cancer. That's your mid-October reading. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks, and I'll see you again.